types of assets that are subject to probate basically are all assets legally are required to go through probate. As a practical matter, though, it's really anything with a title. So we're talking about real estate, financial accounts, and motor vehicles being the most common issues. Generally, personal property without a title, so we're talking about furniture, household goods, are split among the heirs, and if that's all the decedent has, it really doesn't require a probate unless the heirs are disagreeing and fighting over the property. Now, sometimes other types of property have titles that we don't really think of, like, for example, ownership of closely held corporations or limited liability companies. If there are no transfer on death provisions contained in the operating agreements or bylaws, then sometimes we'll have to go and include those in a probate case as well. With proper planning, all of those things can be set up to transfer automatically so that we can avoid probate on all these types of property, even property with titles. So proper planning will keep you out of probate even if you have a lot of property that would normally have to go through probate. When we do end up in a probate court case to divide up property, the biggest one is real estate, a house or rental property, for example, but real estate is the number one thing I would say that we see. And then generally a motor vehicle will get thrown in along. We oftentimes don't have to do probate because of a motor vehicle itself, but if we are involved in a probate case, because of real estate, it's very common to see a motor vehicle involved as well. Families, when they have disagreements over property in probate, it's not necessarily who gets it, it's what to do with it. For example, real estate, sometimes it's a family home or a piece of property that's been in the family for decades, and you have some of the heirs, maybe they live out of town and they just want to sell it and cash it in, and the others are very attached to it. Maybe they're actually living in a residence and they don't want to sell it. That's probably our more common probate dispute.